Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stu's Old Cars. Back on the MG again, and this time we're going to be doing the A-pillar, or the bottom of the A-pillar. Just needs a couple of minor repairs where it's been done badly before. I insert a video. I did show it in the last video, but I'll put that little clip in just to show you how bad it is as I've started cutting it out. Alright, so I just took the door off to give me a bit more room to work. And what I didn't mention earlier as well is that it's also got a really crappy repair down there as well. So we will be sorting that out. Right, so like I said, I've started cutting it out. I've got rid of that horrible bit there. And now I need to cut this piece out. And we just do a neater job. It's not exactly brilliant around there either, but I'll give it a clean up and see what it looks like. If it comes to it, I'll put a piece in there as well. So here we go again, more cutting. It is horrible, this bit. I don't know what they were thinking, but I'll try not to cut too much out, but let's see how it goes. Alright, I'll keep at that and I'll come back, otherwise it's going to get very boring. So I've cut that piece out, which is okay. The other repair doesn't look too bad, so I think we get away with that. But what I did remember is that this has had a new sill, and I have read about it somewhere as well, and that on this side they're slightly too short, so you end up with a big gap between the wing and the sill. So it's about 5mm. So what I'm going to do is I've measured down here 80mm there, 80mm there. So I'm going to cut it straight down, and then we're going to move it this way 5mm, which will then give us a smaller gap between the wing and the sill. Or we could do what the previous what had been done before and just fill it out with filler, which I never realised. But hey ho, the other side's okay, it's just this side. So while I've got that piece out, it'd be easier to do it now. Right, like I said, I've cut this piece out and we're going to move it along and then make a filler piece. But I think what I'm going to do is go and get the wing and hang it on there in the position it is, just to confirm that it is 5mm. I'm sure it's 5mm. It's not a lot. But we can also see that this inner sill, the centre sill part, is actually in good condition. So that's all good. So it's a bit of a pain cutting it open to do this, but at least it'll be right. Right, so hopefully you can see what I mean now. Is that, can you see that gap? It's big, wide gap. So we need to move this. So we've got a nice gap, which is not really easy to do one-handed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it sat where I want it. Then I'm going to mark it, and then we'll work it out from there. Right, so I marked that now, and I was pretty much right with my 5mm. I just wanted to make sure. So we need to move it that much. What I'm going to do now is mark this, which you probably won't be able to see the mark anyway, because I'm marking black on black. So we cut that much out from there, and then we'll clean this up, stitch that back in there. And once we stitch that back in, we'll make a filler piece to go in here, and then grind it all back, and it should be all lovely then. And then when we eventually get as far as putting it all back together, there won't be a dirty, great, horrible gap at the back of the wing. Right, I'm not going to film all the cutting and stuff because it's just so boring, but I will be back. Right, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing now. I'll clean this piece up. Just got it held in with magnets for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it on first and then put the wing back up again, and then just to be sure, and then once I'm sure it's in the right place, then I'm going to make a filler plate, and then I'll just weld it all in one go then. So yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Right, so that's tacked in place now. I've trial fitted the wing back on again, and as you can see, it's going to have quite a nice gap now, which is good. What's that? Don't know, shadow. So yeah, so I'm going to make a filler piece up for this. Just a piece of strip. It's got a little bit of a curve to it, obviously. Yeah, so we'll make a strip, weld that in, and then we can get back onto the bit I was trying to do in the first place. So I've got that piece welded in there now. Not the prettiest, but it would do the job. Once it's all cleaned up, been better. So you Smith filler afterwards, same as a rear quarter. Yeah, job's a good one. And just give it a grind, like a flat wheel up now, and that'll be that bit sorted, and we can move back onto this piece. Right, and that's that bit cleaned up. Don't look too bad at all. Like I say, we'll need a little bit of a smoothing there. This end would be fine because that'd be beyond the wing anyway, so as long as it's coated in epoxy, maybe some stone chip or something, a bit of amorite, something or other. But yeah, so now we've got to concentrate back on this bit. Cut a piece, probably for this side first. I need to get my little die grinder in there to get that bit cleaned out. Alright, so I made a couple of little pieces to go in there now. So just need to get a bit of weld through primer on the insides of them. And then we can get these stitched in there then as well. Job done. I need to get some weld through primer in it as well and spray it all up inside that box section. Cool. Alright, so a bit of that in there, quite a bit of that in there, so now I've got to wait for that to dry. There's my two little panels there. Wait for that to dry off a bit and then get it welded in. Right, that should be drying up now, so we'll get that welded in there. Try and get it lined up first. Good. Now I might have to tack the top of this first and then just knock it around. Right, it's kind of got that bit now, but I've got to do a bit around the corner, so if I try to turn the camera around there, it'll be too bright behind it, so I will be back. Right, so there we go, I've got that bit welded in now. Let me just try and pick it up so you can have a look. Well, it's not brilliant, my welder is MIG is really playing up. Try and have a look at that during the week. But we got it stitched in there anyway, and that is the last bit of welding to do on this side, I think, anyway. So yeah, I'll give this a clean up and then I'll be back, and then that's going to be about it. Alright, so that's that all cleaned up with my favourite flat wheel disc. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad now, I must admit. It's a million times better than what was there before. At least it'll look fairly tidy now when you open the door. That was why I wanted to do it more than anything. So yeah, that's all good. So for this episode, that's going to be about it. Right, yep, so that's definitely it for this episode. So this is all good, so that's lovely jubbly. And yeah, so next time, what I'll mainly be needing to do now is removing all this paint on this side of the car. We do. I've already done most of the quarter panel anyway, but I need to remove all the rest of this paint. I use them, what are they, like nylon discs. I can't think what they're called off the top of my head now, but yeah, I'll be using them to get the rest of it stripped, and then I can get this quarter panel and door shut area and everything all in epoxy primer, so that it's all ready for body work when I get to that far, because I'm going to have to do all of this on the other side, because I'll tell you over and you can have a look, but it looks like the other side is exactly the same. So basically, I knew the quarter panel is anyway, but it looks like the bottom. So I'm going to have to refit the door when I get to this side, because I just got a wire brush bit in my drill here, look. We went down in there to see how deep the filler is, and I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but you can see that it's a good, don't know, what do you think, 4 or 5 mil? But yeah, anyway, we'll get to that and we'll fix it, and that'll be it. So for this episode, thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. Cheers.